Hello everyone. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into one of the stylist cyber attack technique used by the modern hacker, living off the land attacks or LotL for short. These attacks do not rely on the downloaded malware. Instead, they use what already inside your operation system. In filter, persist, and data. By the end of this video, we will understand how they work and how they defend against them. So we move to our the next slide. First is introduction to living of the land attack. Overview lot L attack, how they differ from traditional malware, why they are so dangerous. So we move to our the next slide. Why hackers use lot L techniques. So, traditional antivirus and firewalls are designed to catch suspicious file or traffic. LotL attackers bypass this by using trusted tools that are already part of your OS, like PowerShell or task scheduler. No new software, no red flag, just sneak misses of everyday tools. This makes LotL a favor of advanced persistence threat of or APTs. So why hacker use LotL technique? First is avoid detection by antivirus tools. Use trusted system tools. Third is blend in with normal operation. Fourth is reduce forensic evidence. So we move to our next slide. That is uh, that is example of LotL tool in Windows. So let's break down the weapons in LotL attacks arson, PowerShell for encryption, WMI means Window Management Instrumental for remote command execution. Third is PS access means particular for data exfiltration. Fourth is MSHTA to run malicious HTML application. Last is task scheduler to stay hidden. These tools are the all signed by the Microsoft are usually trusted by the secure software. So this is a few example of LotL tool in Windows. Just like example like PowerShell, WMI, PS Access, Certitools, MSTA, and the task scheduler. This is a few example. Now we move to the next slide. That's the stage first, recognizing using built-in tools. So if every good attack begins with recant, hackers use command like wumi, ipconfigure, or netstat to understand the environment. PowerShell script might be used to map networks, find admin account, and see what software is running. And since these commands are commonly used by IT admins, they relay rise alert. So in this example, using PowerShell and WMI tool to illuminate process, services uses tools like NetUsers, Wumi, and System Info. So we move to the next slide, that is stage two, gaining access and initial foothold. Means every is usually through phishing. A Word doc might have a microdata spam, PowerShell, no EXS, no downloaded, it all run in memory. These fileless payloads are nearly invisible to antivirus. This is why use awareness and email protected are vital. So phishing plus script, example like embedded in Office file. Second is exploiting vulnerability without dropping binaries. And third is fireless payload. So we move to the next slide, that is privilege escalation with LotL. Once inside the system, attacker want more control. They look for way to accelerate their privilege. They might use to run a system or abuse WMI to start process with elevated permission. Sometimes they manipulate tokens, tricking the system into thinking they are on admin. And because all of these uses built-in tools, it often files under the radar. So using H task or WMIC to execute with the higher privilege, abusing tokens manipulation by native tool. So you move to the next slide, that is pre-stress technique. Means the attacker want to stay in your environment for as long as possible, so that create persistence mechanism. This means setting schedules, tasks that reward with the system modifying registry run key or using service like a reg several 32 or run LL32 to silently execute code during startup. All these are the normal parts of Windows which makes detections difficult. So in persistence technique, first is task scheduler to maintain access. Second is registry run keys. Third is the service manipulation. So we move to the next slide, that is lateral movement. Lace does not stop to one machine. Attacker moves sideways access to network using tools like PS access, WMI, and even PowerShell remoting. If they are stolen admin credential, they can access server, workstations, and session data without raising suspicious. Their goal is the crown jewelry from your business. Database domain controllers, intellectual property. So this is the lateral movement. We use the attacker. We uses PXS or WMI to access other system on the networks, leaving off trusted credential. Abuses admin shares. So we move to the next slide. That is data collection and exfiltration. Now that they have deep insight in this time to steal your data, casually, a window tools meant for managing certificates can also be used to encode and transmit a stolen file. PowerShell can compress files and upload them over HTTP or FTR. Some attackers even exfiltrate using DNS, hiding traffic in a plain sight unless you are actively monitoring behavior. You may never notice. So, in the data collection and exfiltration, certiculars used to encode and move data. PowerShell is scripted to compress and upload it. Hide data is a plain sight. So, this is the data collection. Now we move to the next slide, that is a real world case study. Let's look at a real case. The Fing 7 group responsible for hacking hundreds of companies used word macros to launch PowerShell, which then injected malicious code directly into memory. No files returned to disk, no antivirus alert. The only sign, unusual behavior in PowerShell logs, and unless you are looking for it, it disappears quickly. So that's a real example of the case study in LotL in action. Means APT attack using PowerShells and WMI only. Minimal disk footprint, difficult to seems to detect. Now we move to the next slide, that is detection challenge. So we are the LotL attack to difficult to catch. First off, there is a no malware file that security software can scan. They are using trusted sign system tools that are already whitelisted or antivirus program. The command they run like PowerShell scripted or WMI queries look like normal IT admin work, and because they are living in memory, they are nearly invisible. Without behavior analysis, detecting lot L attacks is incredible challenges. So in detection challenge, traditional AV bypass, low to no IOC indicator or comprehension, normal command line used in the hard to flag. So so we move to the next slide. Next slide is defense strategy against lateral attack, endpoint detection and response, applications whitelisting, logging and adulting, restriction PowerShell and WMI uses. Now we move to the next slide, that is red and blue team perspective. perspectives. So let's switch perspectives. A red team is hired to stimulate attack. They uses LotL tactics to replicate the stealth technique of hacker. Blue team, on other hand, are the defenders. Their job is spot this kind of activity in the network. To do that, blue teams must focus on monitoring command line in uses, unusually activity in PowerShell logs, and identify outlier patterns in system behavior. Behavioral monitoring and correctioning are the key to defend against LotL. So this is the red and blue team's perspectives. The red team, how they stimulate LotL. Blue team, how they detect and respond. And third is importance of threat hunting. Now we move to the next slide, that is myth attacks mapping for LotL. The myth attack framework is a great tool for understanding and mapping out cyber attacks techniques. Here how LotL files is in. First is T1059 command line interfere. Hacker use command line tools to execute their attacks. Second is T1086 PowerShell, a favorite for executing fileness payload. Third is T1086 uh, 886 PowerShell, a favorite for execution fileless payload. Third is T1047 WMI executions, a common way attacker can remote command. Fourth is T1035 service execution using tools like task schedulers and escape tasks. And last is T1218 signed binary piracy execution abusing signed binaries like reg several 32 and run LL32. By mapping lot LN to MITRE, defend can identify suspicious activity and stop attack earlier. So these are the few mapping for LotL. Now we move to the next slide, that is training and simulation. Now, how do you protect against LotL attacks? Let's break it down. First is PowerShell logging. Turn on a script block logging. This will help you see in the what command or begin executed. Second is restricted WMI uses. WMI is the inscribable powerful but can be abused. Limited who has access to it. Third is application control. Use App Locker or Window Defender application control (WDEC) to control which script and application can run. Fourth is behavior-based detection. Focus on detection unusual command line usage, process running from unusual direction, and abnormal network activity. Last is least privilege. Ensure users don't have excessive administrative access. So these are the few training and simulate. Now move to the next slide, that is key takeaway. Det- uh, tool tool for detection. Detection LotL attack means using the right tools, synonyms and advanced monitoring tools for window that log systems activity. Window event forwarding (WEF) collect log from remote machines and analyze them centrally. SIEMS means use security informations and event management tools like Splunk or ELAC to collect log and spot anomalies. And fourth is EDR solution. Modern endpoint detection and response tools like CrowdStrike and Sensations. One provide behavioral monitoring, spotting command executed patterns. By combining these tools, you can detect malicious activity even when attackers are using trusted system tools. So these are the few tools for detection. The next slide is training and simulated platform. If you are serious about defending against LotL attacks, you need to practice. Platforms like Try Hack Me and Hack the Boss offer hand to lab to simulate this extract technique. You can practice as both an attacks and a defend helping for you understand how these attacks unfold. These are the also atomic red teams and the Canada framework for simulate LotL behaves in your environment. Building a lab and simulate these attacks is crucial for involving detections and response. So these are the these are the few training and simulations. Next is building detection environment. To defend against LOTEL, you need to reverse detection environment, set up window environment forwarding to gather logs from access your networks, ensure that your SIM security information and event management system is turned to alert and on abnormal behavior like unexpected command execution or suspicious PowerShell activity. It is not just about collection data, it is about analyzing it for patterns that could indicate LOT-L technique. So next is behavioral detection versus signature detection. So most traditional antivirus software relies on signature-based detection. This means the act only catches known malware, but LOTL attacks don't involve malware. So how do you detect them? Behavioral detections is the key. Instead of focusing on what began run, you look at how and when things are executed. If a scheduler task run PowerShell script and mo- add more hours, or if you see unusual WMI uses, it's time to investigate tools like EDR, endpoint detections and response, and great for this and defending with least privilege. A key strategy is defending against a lot L implement the principle of least privilege. Called this means user applicant should only have the minimum access necessary to do their job. By limiting administration access and locking down certain systems for unnecessary access, you significantly reduce the potential damage a hacker can cause. Make sure the sensation system or accounts that multi-factor authentications (MFA) and other monitoring regulations. So next slide is detection rule and authentication. You can just wait for attackers to happen. You need to produce detection rules for framework like Sigma to help spot LTR activity in your logs. These rules can detect sign of malicious PowerShell execution, abnormal WMI use, and other key LOTL technique. Automations in your friend here configure alert and auto response action for suspicious behavior. This will help you catch attack early even before they have the episode. So wrapping up the key takeaway. Let's quickly summarize what we learned today. LOTL attacks are still using trusted built-in tools to execute commands without downloading malicious. Attackers attackers use PowerShell, WMI, task scheduler, and other built-in tools to accelerate privilege more laterally and maintain persistence. Detections require behavior monitoring, learning tools like Simon's EDR and Cymer system to spot anomalous. Practice with platforms like Try Hack Me and Hack the Box and the Atomic Red team to simulate and defense against lottel attacks. So this is the final. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you are now have a deep understand how living of the land attack work, why they are so dangerous, and how you can defend your network against them. If you have found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it up your team. Have you any questions or want to see more video on advanced system cybersecurity tips? Drop in the comment below.